Hi there, signs of Scorpio. This is Kim with your messages here. They're meant to reach you within the next 3 days. There's something significant or important for you to know. So that's the intention. But it is a breakthrough spread. So it's going to give us information on what we need to have a breakthrough about. The breakthrough, the strength, the outcome, challenge, and the advice from angels. So opening up to the angels and your spirit guides. Messages for Scorpio. Thank you all for being here. All the ways you support the channel: commenting, subscribing, liking. If you need private reading, very busy on those, and thank you so much for the support. Whoa. I think we have a big breakthrough, so I'm going to take all three of those here just because of the way that they flipped out for your breakthrough. It's called a breakthrough pyramid spread that I made. That the breakthrough is at the top of the pyramid here. Okay. Where's Scorpio? Let's get that's Krans Wild Unknown alchemy deck. This one is the archetype deck. So let's just pull, one for the breakthrough, one for the advice on that section, and then we'll use the journey of the sacred bee to pull 2 cards for each spot, and then the 108 oracle. And then we'll be ready, and I'll clarify as we go. So breakthrough. This spot is your strength at this time from the experiences that you have already had, the wisdom that you have gained, what you're taking with you essentially into the future. Outcome, advice. Bottom of the deck is the death card. So your energy, right? It is your energy. It is change. It is transformation. It's the closing or the ending of a cycle. This is going to be a lot of cards, isn't it? Just noticed. Bottom of the 108 is probably what happens after this death energy has completed up. And with the death card, there's always an open door here. There's always a door that opens at the ending here. So map says exploration, find your way, locate unknown destination, new territory, lay of the land, plan, prepare, chart a course, a new perspective, read the signs and directions. Directions with the sun on the bottom here with my clarifying deck. Read the signs. That's interesting. So what we need to have a breakthrough about is the drowned king. Whoa. This feels like it's a death to the ego, or ego death, talking about all of the things that we have constructed over our lifetime to label ourselves with. This easiest way I can even describe it. This also follows with certain defense mechanisms, behaviors, and patterns that are associated with these pieces of ourselves. This is letting all of that dissolve, all of ourselves dissolve to become part, almost like becoming part of the whole again, which we always were. So it's just taking all of these things and breaking them apart. So we're needing to have a breakthrough regarding that. Ego death. Absolutely. 10 of Swords. It's a completion. It's an ending to whatever kind of painful cycle that maybe it's also to do with your thoughts, a lot to do with your thoughts, how you think of yourself. This is putting the worst in the past, and here we're going to figure out how to have a breakthrough for a new opportunity and Ace of Pentacle energy coming in. So how to start new, it seems like, is the theme here. And I think this is not only like in a breakthrough spread, but this card says need to break free. So we're needing to break free. Feels like from our heavy thoughts or from things that we used to identify with ourselves. Maybe it was aspects of ourselves that were projected and in some form of control, outside control or restriction. So I think we're breaking free from that, and it does have a lot to do with perspective. Ooh. What is the challenge at this time? The Copper card, which can represent luxury, what you're wanting to have. Good news here, 8 of Wands. It is a challenge, the news or the communication. Strong on the communication being the challenge, because the Queen of Swords, you see that sword is right, next to her mouth. She's known as someone who can communicate firmly where they are going, what their goals are. If you cross the line, she'll use the sword. She'll cut out the people that don't need to be there, or the situations that aren't serving them anymore. I have the timing card. Feels like there's going to be some good news and communication coming to you soon, because this timing card has summer on it. It says 3 to 6 months, but I don't think it's that. I think it has to do with these zodiac signs at the top. It says Cancer season, Leo season, Virgo season. So, I mean, we're like coming upon, this would be next month and a half. So the challenge is this coming about. Wow, big breakthrough. So let's see what the big breakthrough has to say. Saturn, time, karma, restrictions, money, things like that. I feel like you're switching timelines, or you're breaking through those restrictions that the Saturn energy can bring. Another death card, or ending, completely changing. This is more so about the process of it. Making the ground fertile again so that you can plant the seed. And then the winter. So you're having a breakthrough through very difficult situations that seemed like they were stalled, or they were like an impasse, like they weren't moving. There was a lot of, maybe there were things that we wanted to do, but we felt like either time wasn't on our side or money was an issue. Whatever this is, everything's being released. I even feel like karma has been shed, or is being shed. You're breaking through the restrictions of and control of Saturn energy. Absolutely going through a completely the death and dying process of somebody that's limited. Stepping into the divine being, and you're coming out of a period that was maybe necessary for growth, but now something's going to manifest in the way that you're wanting it to, because ultimately you are the creator here. What do you want to make and then believe? That's what I'm getting with the creator, and I love it. A victory on its way with your breakthrough. This is usually an action type card where things are about to pick up speed, move fast. Could be something new that you are creating that's really like busting you out of an old timeline. This feels like a victory that was a long time coming, because this Ten of Swords doesn't just pop up as the Ten of Swords. It's something that happens over time. So the Chariot is your success. And then we have Valor. Another, and then you see what this is, 7-7. 7-7. In my angel number deck, will say that it's time to be brave and bold, busting out of old habits, patterns, and fears, and walking in the direction of your dreams. And the 7 of Wands here is definitely about asserting yourself, being bold, confident. It's also somebody who is seeing signs and synchronicities that let them know where they need to go, or what actions next they need to take. This is action. So this, I see a lot of action on a creation here. You're pulling up the bridge to energies that do not belong in your energy field. This card is usually, I see a bridge being pulled up and a no, like a person is saying, no, you don't have access to me, or you're not going to restrict me this time or keep me bound, especially in the Swords energy or Ten of Swords energy. Like, that's just not happening. So there may be a divine detour, or you may have had to end something with someone. But I think that's like what you're being guided to do here. Like, no more of the, you can't pass through here. Like, it's you deciding that you're going to go in a different direction. I think it's mainly about protecting your energy, is what I feel like. That's how I usually read that card. So, no more of the restriction, no more of that. The microphone here, maybe that's something, something you may have to be brave to speak out loud or to talk about. Maybe you perform or something like that, but this is it's amplifying your throat chakra, right? Your expression. The microphone, news, trending, broadcast, expression, strong opinion, make known, current events, public speaking, speak the truth. So let me get more on this. So that's just another, okay, it's just another tie here to this communication being the challenge, and then your breakthrough being this. Not only is it communication, it's they're wanting you to amplify how you feel or what you mean. So tell me more about what the breakthrough is about here with this motion, movement, action. The Seven of Cups. A lot of choices. Not all are exactly clear. So you have to be careful and choose wisely. But I think you're like entering flow state is what I think. 777. Lots of choices and entering flow. Look at those like barriers. Whatever has been a barrier between you and what you want, you're actually getting there because you never give up. 9 of Wands. You've had to be the wounded soldier in a sense. But you're maybe exhausted, but you're persisting. You're persisting. Tell me more about the breakthrough and about the action to take. Judgment. Oh, well, you will be let known, because judgment is when spirit really wakes you up. Your angels, your spirit guides. Maybe you're waking up out of a slumber or something here. They're helping you see what it is you want to create, and that you are not limited by the things that we perceive to be limitations. You are not. And judgment is giving you kind of like a solid plan. Like spirit has your back. They have a plan, and you will be made known, like well aware of what this plan is. And perhaps you already know because you haven't given up. Synchronicity is your strength. Okay, when we're aligned with the universe, we're aligned with the truth of who we are, we start to feel like, I think we label things like as, oh, this is an awakening. When these synchronicities start happening, kind of can make people feel a little bit like life is magical, or even out of sorts. Like it can be kind of crazy, some of the signs and synchronicities. I think personally, when you see signs and synchronicities, your alignment is so good here with being in alignment with the universe, with how things are meant to flow, that you're going to get signs and synchronicities to let you know. Okay, so it will seem almost like magical. That is your strength at this time, is to notice those, because the more you notice them, the more they appear too. So awareness. This King of Disc is your strength, and the Page of Disc is your strength. So this is like, if you are over family, you have childhood here with new beginnings. If you have a family you're taking care of, this is about their strength, being like the provider, the person who is able to come up with the finances that you need, right? Or that everyone needs. It's because it's somebody who's really good at business, really good at knowing what to invest in also with a Page of Disc. So you might be seeing signs and synchronicities about some sort of new investment coming here from that being your strength, your ability to manifest financial abundance here. So lightness of being, yeah, seeing the humor, the lightness in life is your strength at this time. Well, I have the creator and the uncreated as your outcome. So this has not been created maybe here before yet. Definitely not been created by you yet here. The blue topaz, the clarity of mind, of thought, clarity, just period. And maybe you'll get clarity on what it is that you are here to create or what you're wanting to create. So that's big. That's like you're pulling in information from another universe here to create it. It's big. Making it something seem magical. Unexpected offer, opportunity, beautiful, with the Ace of Fire. This unexpected offer or opportunity will be proposed to you with your outcome. I have feeling it's to create or giving you that ability to create what you want. This to me is an energy that's very dreamy. So it's like getting things moving in the right direction where you have passion, you have inspiration for work, romance, whatever it is. And it's going to allow you to create what you want to. So the mirror can be about seeing ourselves clearly, can be about seeing where we are projecting things that are unhealed in ourselves. It is know thyself in order to understand yourself. That's kind of how I see the mirror. Okay, so I feel like you're seeing things clearly now about that in that regards. Yeah, tell me more about this thing coming in. That is an offer. 4 of Wands on the bottom. 1111, purpose, passion. King of Wands, natural born leader, and the Ace of Cups, which is a new, emotionally fulfilling, it says a thrilling new emotional experience. Your future begins now. This is something brand new. Loving, passion, inspiration. You can be, you'll be expected to maybe stand up into a leadership position or something where you have a lot of power, a role model. You inspire others by what you're going to create. It says on the card, the natural born leader. Definitely. So, advice from your angels is very similar to Cancer, the same spot. Whatever feels uncomfortable or unnatural to you, that's your cue. That's truth coming to you. That's how you can measure it to know, okay, if this doesn't feel right or if something feels like a restriction, it is part of you, like to be able to break through that energy. Okay, so that's the advice. And then the Siren is know that you are an alluring person, attractive at this time, and you are calling in many things. Make sure they're giving caution on you calling in lots of different people, lots of situations. Not all are going to be necessarily the best for you, so you have to choose wisely still, especially when we're going through things where we're working on just knowing who we are and even dissolving some parts, right? So we're still going to attract lots of things to us. 2 of Cups. 2 of Cups, a real love situation, advice, a serious love partnership coming in here. And the Queen of Discs. Interesting. Didn't we have... So your strength, the King of Discs and the Queen of Discs. This is a divine counterpart. And they're like the couple that would be very wealthy together, grounded, stable, secure, down to earth. Maybe this is incoming communication about this too. I'll get more on that. Going down the rabbit hole, the white rabbit, the spark of curiosity, gnosis, spiritual awakening, heeding the call, research it, inner knowing, dark to light, going down the rabbit hole, waking from the dream. And then I have number 7. Gosh, guys, 77777. Big time with the 7s here. You may be seeing lots of 7s. This is a lot of luck, but it is like luck after you've had to deal with spiritual challenges for sure. Within a few days, the situation or event in question will develop or unfold within a few days. Perhaps that's about this person or some sort of communication. What's coming within a few days for Scorpio? What's coming within a few days? The Hangman, something that you have been waiting on to manifest. An offer. It's that offer, and it's something you're going to love. I'm not sure if it's exactly love for everyone, but it is something you're going to love. It is an offer that you've been waiting on. And watch our thoughts as they manifest in the meantime, because the Nine of Swords can be when we have a message to not think of all of the what ifs, because if the what ifs are tied to something that you don't want, you have to look at that statement you're telling to yourself as a, take out the what if and then view it as an affirmation. For example, oh, I want this love or this experience, but what if he cheats? What if she cheats? Take out the what if and then realize you're affirming to the universe an energy that is attracting he cheats, she cheats. So that's just a piece of advice there. It doesn't have to just be that. It's just this like unconsciously what we're bringing, not unconsciously even. It's about consciously deciding to speak to ourselves what we want to pull into our existence. And the Four of Pentacles. It says they hoarded secrets, but why? This card to me is a card about building your firm foundation and building, period. It's about everything being held together, maybe working on building something without telling somebody. And it's also about like keeping to yourself and warding off unwanted energies. Another Seven of Wands on the bottom. You really are going to be showing signs that let you know what direction to go in, how to assert yourself. Yeah. It says, does she have a secret weapon? That's your secret weapon. Another 7 underneath there. Oh my gosh. That's your strategy and your planning. Yeah, they are saying keep building, but build in silence here. When it comes to your strategy, when it comes to your plan, when it comes to what you're meant to say and express with the microphone, self-expression about creation is, yes, that's there. This is about a particular situation that we're putting a close or an ending to that they don't want you to talk about. Because there is a new opportunity coming in, something you've been waiting for, Ace of Pentacles, what we started off saying was what we needed to really have a breakthrough about was this new thing. Usually indicates good finances, stability, protection. It's good, it's stable, it's secure. It says it came from nowhere and it changed everything. The Ace of Pentacles. I think that's why it's with the unexpected. It is going to be something that it seems like it comes from nowhere. But the amount of 7s on here is kind of ridiculously cool. So tell me a little bit more about what is against nature, against Scorpio's nature. Why is that card coming out? What is against Scorpio's nature? Being held back. They're saying being held back or having a situation that Scorpio can't think, strategize cleverly, sneakily, possibly, but not in a bad way. That is what the unnatural situation represents. Is something that absolutely you should have no doubt that you can figure out a clever, resourceful way to get around, and don't tell anybody. So that's what it's about. Let's get your angel number message and wrap up this reading. Nice messages. Lots of 7s. That's a 7 too. I just noticed that. That's a 7 too. 26. You have a desire to succeed and will feel most accomplished when your work benefits others. Your intuitive awareness of what people want allows you to come up with innovative solutions to meet their needs. I am tactful. And then 14, 2 7s, and then 77 here. 28, I'm a leader on the bottom. Okay, and I did think that you would be stepping into leadership position here. So 77, this is the message I gave you all earlier. So yeah, about being brave and bold and walking away from those patterns or habits and fears, right? I am brave. 14 is talking about how basically you have the smarts to know that you do want to try something out, you want to experience something new, but you are going to be wise and think about it before you just jump. You're going to strategize, plan, and prepare first. And it might have something to do with your work, because also underneath that I have the 8, the beehive, which says your hard work, your endurance is going to pay off. Your continual effort is going to bring in harvest. So that's what I have for you, Scorpio. Sending you love, light. Bye.